everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited to show you all of the new Essence and Catrice products that I've used to create this full face of affordable makeup for you. Lots of new things reviewed, lots of try-ons and first impressions. I really want to know what you think of all these products as well. Do you like them? Do you not like them? How do they get on with your different skin types? So please do put that in the comments. I'm going to crack on with things now because I know people are here to see the makeup, but if you could give the video a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, that would mean the world to me. Thanks. Bye. Okay, so all I've done so far is moisturize my face, and I'm going to start with my eyebrows. So I'm going to show you the swatches of the brow products that I got from Essence and Catrice. Both of the liquid brow products, so the sort of tinted brow gels, are both from Essence, and then both of the brow pencils are from Catrice. Okay, so the first one, this is new to me. This is Essence Thick and Wow Fixing Brow Mascara with volumizing fibers. And I got this in the shade 01 Caramel Blonde, which, as you can see, is actually a really ashy taupe color. So that is this first swatch here on my arm. As you can see, it's quite dark and it has quite a moussey texture. It's taken absolutely ages for this to dry down on my hand, so probably not a really quick use product. Now this other one I've had, the Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara with filling fibers. I've used this before, but not in this shade. I got a darker shade since I dyed my hair. This is in the shade 04 Ashy Brows. That's what the packaging looks like. And then this is the swatch of this one, the second one here on my hand. That dried down much more quickly. Just your sort of standard eyebrow gel, really. Then I've got the two pencil liners. The first one is the Catrice Slimatic Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in the shade 035 Ash Brown. So that's that one there on my hand. This was slightly more soft and crumbly to apply. Another product I've used before is the Catrice Eyebrow Stylist in the shade 040 Don't Let Me Brown. Again, not a new product, but a new shade for me. It's this darker shade here. I'm really pleased that all of the brow products seem to be quite ashy. So I'm going to start with the pencil, this Slimatic one, because I've been using a lot of slim brow pencils recently and they seem to be working okay for me. It's got an extremely fine tip. I'll just twist it up for you there so you can see, and then down a bit because I don't want it to break. And I'm just going to start filling in more the tail of my brows. That was super easy to use and I really like the result. I'm now going to use the spoolie on the other end, which is really useful, just to brush the front of my brows upwards and also to just sort of blend the line a little bit there where they're meeting. Once I apply some of that brow gel, again, that should blend more seamlessly. Just brushing them upwards to give them a little bit of fluffiness. I'm going to go in with the Essence Make Me Brow Mascara. I'm trying to be careful with this because it's a bit more pigmented than the usual shade I would go for, but generally looking quite nice. So that's what it looks like on one eyebrow. I'm just trying to sweep that through in what looks like a natural fashion, and I'm putting a little bit through the ends of my brows just to help set them down as well over where that pencil has gone. Okay, I think they actually look really nice. This eyebrow is a little bit patchy, but that's nothing to do with the product. That's just my eyebrows. Next up is the Prime Like a Boss eyeshadow base from Essence. I wanted to try this because it reminded me of the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Ooh, this feels like really silicone-y. I quite like that actually. I'm interested to see how that will perform. I'm going to put a little bit under my eye. You never know, that might help to fill in some lines there as well. I do have some quite nice eyeshadows to try. So in my original haul, you would have seen that I got the Essence Cream Eyeshadow in the shade Cocoa. Now this is stunning, but I feel like I've done a million looks with a color like this already. So I got another shade. I got the shade 03 Oyster. And the swatches on the website were pretty terrible. So I'm just going to show you what that color looks like. It's actually kind of a natural bronze shade. So we're going to try that. I'm going to just go straight in with my fingers because I think that's kind of how it's intended to be used. So let's apply that and see what it looks like. Feels very smooth on the eye. I don't know if that's the cream eyeshadow or the primer or maybe a combination of both. Color is reasonably natural, but it actually looks warmer on the eye than it looked on my hand, which is interesting. I wanted this look to be quite simple and then more of a skin focus because my skin has been neglected a little bit this week. This is the Essence Kohl eyeliner in Teddy, which is a very brazen dupe for the MAC eyeliner in Teddy. I'm just going to put some of that on my lower lash line and a little bit on my upper lash line. This is a really soft, smudgy kohl, extremely easy to use, and the color is exactly the same as the MAC one. This is still available. My pencil will probably look a little bit different to the ones that are in the shops now because I've had this for years and years and years, which is why it's super tiny. Still performs really well and probably cost me about €2 at the time. Let's do a swatch comparison of this one and the MAC one as well. So the first one I'm going to show you is the Essence one. It's just a really nice soft metallic brown. And then I will get my MAC Teddy. So Essence, MAC. Essence, MAC. I can't even really tell the difference. I'm just going to smudge that out and then that should give me a little bit more definition to my eyes. Okay, so I've just smudged that out with a pencil brush. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try this Lash Princess liner in brown from Essence. I have tried this once before and I found that the ink didn't really go into the tip of the brush after a while, but I have been storing it upside down, so hopefully that will help. This is quite a light brown, so it's noticeably brown when you wear it. You can definitely tell that it's not black. So we'll do a little comparison between my two eyes. So I've got this on. I am having the same issue again. The product isn't really coming into the very tip of the brush, so the application is not as opaque as I would like. So with and without. Oh, you can see that I've just got my tattoo mostly finished. When it is finished, I can talk about it if anyone's interested. Right, let's get this other eye lined. Okay, that eyeliner is not winning any prizes for eyeliner of the year. Today, I am actually going to go for the Essence Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara. Obviously, we've all used the Doll Eyes one before, but I've never tried this one, so let's give it a go. Might look a bit weird considering I have a brown eyeliner on, but we'll see. It looks quite nice, actually. It's giving me a bit of a lift. I actually think you can see the result of the mascara a little bit better because the eyeliner behind it is brown instead of black. So in a way, it's kind of emphasizing my lashes a little bit more there. So that is one thick mega coat with the Essence Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara. So I wasn't sure which of these two foundations to use on camera, but because I've already done a video about this Essence foundation stick, I've used it in a reel, I'm actually going to go for the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. Now these two are like night and day. This Essence foundation is extremely natural, it feels very moisturizing, and it has a light to medium coverage. This Catrice HD Liquid Coverage is much more medium to full coverage and it's got better lasting power. However, it does have quite a matte finish. So that is something to be aware of, especially if you have drier skin like mine. This also probably isn't as good a shade match. This is 002 Porcelain Beige, which was the lightest foundation shade available in this foundation. Just for reference, I am 100, aka the lightest shade in the Essence Stick Foundation. Let's give this Catrice one a try. But this foundation does come with a dropper, which I'm not very keen on, and I know a lot of other people aren't as well. Another thing to be aware of is that it does contain niacinamide. I know for a lot of people it's not their favorite ingredient. So let's get started. I'm starting with this much on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use a sponge in order to thin out the coverage a little bit. As you can see, the undertone is a little bit off. It's a bit too yellow for me, but I'm hoping with some blending we can make this work. It's going on pretty easily. Still got quite a bit left on my hand because I am only going for a lighter coverage. Well, we'll call it medium. It's not a skin tint or anything. It's never going to look like that. Also, I think the lighter the coverage, the less noticeable it's going to be that it's the wrong shade. Putting a bit more on my nose, because this is where I would want a little bit more coverage. It's definitely too yellow. I think you can see that straight away. So I probably wouldn't wear this out on a regular basis unless maybe it was the summertime and I had a slight tan. If you had golden undertones, I think this would be really, really nice, even if you were as pale as me, but less cool toned. So that's the foundation on. I do like the finish. It's not totally matte. I would call this more of like a satin, but we'll see how it dries down. It's not tacky to the touch at all. So I do quite like that. A lot of the more modern, dewier foundations are quite tacky on the skin. So if you want something that sets down, this would probably be good for you. Also, because it sets, that means it'll probably last a really long time on the skin. I just haven't worn a foundation like this in a really long time. So it's kind of a novelty in a way, even if the shade match isn't brilliant. I'm going to take a little bit of that down my neck, just so it's a bit less obvious that I am wearing the wrong shade. Just a little bit to kind of blend it downwards. Again, a good spot to check is over by your ears. Have you gone over far enough? Just to make it look as natural as possible. Okay, so that's the foundation on. Let's see what else we've got to try. Next we have the Catrice Instant Bright Serum Concealer in the shade 001N, and I suspect it's actually a touch too light for me. I've applied that to all of the parts of my face I feel like need lifting or concealing, and for continuity's sake I'm going to use the same sponge. Not covering so well there. Okay, sunspot test, it has failed. Possibly a better highlighting concealer. Not sitting as well as I'd hoped over the foundation, but I'm more concerned about it around my eyes. So let's use this little sponge and see. Okay, so if you've been watching me for a while, you know I love the Catrice Under Eye Brightener Setting Powder. So let's go straight in with that. And I'm just going to put that on a little powder puff. Here we go. Trick is with this product is just not to use too much. Otherwise you will end up looking slightly pink under the eyes. This is toning down the concealer a little bit actually. So I think this is actually helping. It does stay in place all day and it does help to set your under eyes. I tend to get creasing under my eyes. My eyeliner and my mascara will also run a little bit, so that really helps me. I have to wear setting powder every single day. So here's what we've got so far. I'm actually just going to nip back to the eyes and I'm going to use a clean blending brush just through the socket a little bit there to soften the eyeshadow. So even though that cream eyeshadow has set, I'm still able to blend the edges even though they're dry, which I think is amazing. I'm going to add a little bit of the same Lash Princess mascara to my bottom eyelashes and I will be right back. So that's what the Lash Princess Sculpt and Volume looks like on the lower lashes. I'm actually quite impressed with that. I would be happy to, for example, travel with this mascara and just bring one mascara if I was stuck for space. Okay, I'm really excited to try this one. This is the new Catrice Butter-like Bronze and Contour Palette. So I'm probably just going to use the contour as that's more my shade, but like look how cool toned that is. I think it's fabulous. I'm going to swatch them both just so you can see. So this one is the bronzer, not a bad shade actually, and that one is the contour. So obviously I'm going to go for that. It's more cool toned, but the bronzer doesn't look terrible either. I'm going to tap in very lightly because it is reasonably powdery. Okay, that is pigmented. It does blend though. And I think it looks like a reasonably natural shade. Tackle the 5 head. I do really like the colour though. On me, it's kind of between a contour and a bronzer, but I think that kind of works. It's kind of reminding me of some of the MAC powders, which is shocking considering this is about £3 or something. Really soft, not dry at all. Kind of a powdery texture, but that doesn't hinder the performance whatsoever. I'm going over with a bigger, fluffier brush just to get rid of any lines. I think it looks really natural because, you know, I just have these amazing cheekbones naturally, you know. I really, really like that. The next thing I'm going to use is another product from Catrice. This is the Glass-like highlighter stick. So I'm going to use this right on the very top of my cheekbone in kind of a circular shape. So this is more subtle than I thought it would be, but I reckon it will be buildable to some degree. It's also not very sunny outside, so you probably can't see it as well as you would do on a brighter day. Let's put a little here. Okay, I like that too. So this is Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush in the shade Cool Coral, which is new to me. I'm just going to compare this to some of the shades I already have. It's very similar to 02 Pink Flush. Pink Flush has larger shimmery particles in it. So Pink Flush, Cool Coral, very similar shades. I'd say it's most like the next shade though, which is 01 Shimmery Rose. So this is Shimmery Rose, this is Cool Coral. Very, very little difference. I still wanted to get it because I absolutely love these blushes. So I'm going to apply some of this. We'll see what it looks like. Oh, quite powdery. Oh, that's pretty. I'm probably covering up some of the highlighter here, but I'm not that bothered. It's just such a nice blush. I'm starting to apply blush further and further out on my face because I think it makes my eyes look less close together, and it's kind of providing a bit of a lift to the face as well because I'm sweeping it upwards and outwards on the cheek. I'm trying to see in the mirror behind me if these are even. It's actually quite bright in person, which I don't mind at all. I don't think it's as bright on the camera, but we'll see. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So we're actually nearly finished now. I've only got lips to go. So I got this liner in Cool Mauve from Essence. It's the 8-Hour Matte Comfort Liner, and it's got quite a nice little twistable tip there. So let's throw this on. I can't seem to get my lip shape right today, but we'll just roll with it. Okay, so that's the liner. I'm not gonna fill my entire lip in with that, maybe a little on the edges. And then I think I've chosen completely the wrong lipstick shade. This is the Essence The Slim Stick 6-Hour Long Lasting Lipstick. And I have this in the shade 102 Over the Nude. It's a lot warmer than I would have chosen if I'd seen it in store. But I don't think they had that many shades, that's the problem. Oh, okay, that's all right. The texture's kind of weird, but that might be because I left my lip balm on. I'm not crazy about the shade, but the formula seems quite nice. It's reasonably comfortable for what's meant to be a matte lipstick. But to jazz it up and just make it a bit more exciting, let's use one of the diamond glosses. So this is the Diamond Glaze lip gloss from Catrice, and this is in the shade 20 Poppin' Glitters, which is the pinky toned one. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that in the center. All right, and I think that is going to be the finished look. My final step is to use this brand new Soft Glow Fixing Compact Powder from Essence. I was really excited when I swatched this. I'm going to take quite a small brush because I don't want to use it over my entire face. So just anywhere I think that needs a bit of brightening or a bit of glow. It's quite powdery. That's actually lightening the foundation ever so slightly, which I don't mind. So I'm just applying that to anywhere that might look a little bit dull. Not really as a setting powder, more as a finishing powder, to be honest. Oh, I may have emphasized a line there, but I better do the same on the other side. And I think I'm done. I think that's it, guys. I think this is the finished look, the full face of Essence and Catrice products. I will keep you updated in terms of how they wear. I'm not really doing anything special today, but I am going to wear it for the rest of the day. So possibly in my next video, in maybe my next live, I will mention how the products wore, but I have really high hopes for this. I think it's really, really solid. Everything was easy to apply, very easy to use, and I think I'll be able to create an absolutely excellent capsule makeup wardrobe for travel using a lot of these products. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a like and also subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future videos.